3 grand finals. We've got a best of 5 between Garbage Gaming going up against a fairly well-known team. The house is down. My name is Helium, and I'm of course joined by Chicago Ted.
Hello, Helium. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. I'm excited to see Garbage Gaming cast. They're a team in Open that, I've seen them doing well in the season. I've seen them advancing through the postseason, but I haven't got a chance to really check them out. And I actually recognize a couple other players from pubs, notably SMD and Tricep. So, if they've gotten this far, they definitely know what they're doing. But, the house is down. They have a pretty good reputation.
Yeah, and I'm just seeing these teams for pretty much the first time. The Open scene has been kind of going under the radar in terms of what I've been watching, but I am really excited to watch these guys. I've heard a lot about them. And this is, of course, the grand finals, best of 5. So they definitely have some good experience behind them, and they are looking to make their names for themselves.
Indeed. Should be a fun game. I got a little nervous because I saw that blue. You guys can't quite see it because of the overlays. Blue is disconnected, but then I quickly remembered that anyone could be the captain. So to introduce the captains, for Garbage Gaming, we've got SMD. Who knows what that could stand for? Could be slightly offensive, as Neo Folk here is going to be captaining for the House is Down. Looking at the bands, we've got the Venomancer, the Enchantress band out. It should be noted that Venomancer plus Chen, and I guess you can kind of lump Enchantress into that, have one of the highest support win rates of 6.79.
Is that so?
Yeah, they really do, which kind of surprised me. So, that makes sense. It is 6.8. Venomancer took some hits. Yeah. But looking on the other side of things, you can go over the House is Down here.
Yeah, House is Down, banning out the Outer World Devour, and Timbersaw Outer World has been kind of a love-hate relationship over the past couple of weeks, as if he doesn't see first ban, sometimes he gets picked up in the 4th or 5th pick, but we're already going well into the picking phase, and Garbage Gaming look to have a pushing lineup in the works right now, Nature's Prophet and Luna, and it would make sense that they'd ban out the Venomancer and Enchantress just because they have pretty decent anti-push and some push behind them themselves. So Garbage Gaming looking for a strat here that involves the Rat Dota, that involves getting towers across the map while spreading out the action. Meanwhile, House is Down, grabbing the Alchemist, the roaming ganking king here in the in 6.79, and he's even transitioned a little into 6.8. Only took a few hits with some of his skills, but overall is a really strong, still guaranteed stun.
Yeah, it's a little harder to get that amazing stun coming out because it no longer scales the damage or the stun duration while it's in the air, but Venomancer as well is still pretty good, but Alchemist still very good. Hard to fight around the acid spray. It's great counter push as well for defending your towers, and that stun, you can still get off really good high damage, long duration stuns. Behind that, they pick up the Chen. Alchemist Chen was, I believe, a pretty high win rate it was either high or low, which sounds dumb to say, but I was shown a spreadsheet of a lot of support combinations and their place in the scene, and I think Alchemist Chen was also pretty high up there. But we see now some offlaners being banned out. Garbage Gaming, they pick the Nature's Prophet, could be their offlaner, could jungle, but they're going to ban out the Clockwork in a response to that. Clockwork, a hero that could shut down Rat Dota. His House is Down. They take out the Visage. They take out some more aggression because they've already got their 2 supports, more than likely.
Yeah, we might see Storm Spirit banned out as well. They just want to get rid of those heroes that take away the advantage that Nature's Prophet has, which is being everywhere across the map and having little way to deal with him. And Clockwork can single him out, and so can Storm Spirit. So I would imagine that's what we might be seeing next. But Crystal Maiden gets taken out, and when you're talking about those combos of supports that are really good together, Crystal Maiden pairs up with a lot of them very well, with that Arcane Aura giving a good amount of regen. Took a bit of an intelligence hit in the recent patch, but is still really strong and has seen quite a bit of play, and it's going to be the Bristleback instead, getting banned out here by Garbage Gaming.
Indeed. Sorry, I was going to actually look and see if recent Google Docs. Can I find it? I can. We're gonna get some literally professional stats up in here. I was fortunate enough to be shared on this this document. So Alchemist Chen has a 69.4% win rate, and I think you can maybe extend Enchantress into that a little bit as well, even though it's not in the stats. What are we looking at now? Crystal Maiden and Visage were the pair that was banned out. They sit at a 52% win rate, so it's still pretty good. It makes sense that they've picked up their own supports and then just banned support, so some reasoning for that. Seeing this Bristleback, I don't know if there's a huge reason to ban Bristleback, other than that he's really annoying and, you know, could maybe be hard to push into if you want to dive a tower, maybe get a little sloppy and don't kill Bristle right away. It could be bad news, as Leshrac, the diabolical tower pusher, has been picked up here third by Garbage Gaming.
Yep, Garbage Gaming is going pure, undeniable push here, and I'm really excited. I haven't seen a Leshrac get picked up in ages, absolute ages, just because the defensive supports have seen a lot of difficulty in the recent metas. So it's exciting to see them come out. They did get quite a few buffs, and Leshrac's being they'd reduce the damage of his Lightning Strike, but he can cast it more often and at less mana cost, I believe. And there's going to be a Witch Doctor whose cask now hits in the Fog of War. So there we go. Two supports that saw a little bit of change and a little bit of, well, change for the better in 6.8, and they're both coming out. So right now, Garbage Gaming looking to have that incredible push. Meanwhile, House is down. They pick up the Bounty Hunter, who's going to help versus Nature's Prophet. And there's another defensive support that we haven't seen in a while.
Coddle.
Keeper
Good Coddle guy.
Light. And that's going to help big time to counter these pushes that's going on. That's going to be going on all over the map. Bounty Hunter, Keeper of the Light are able to gank very effectively, as Keeper can pull anyone in from across the map, notably the Alchemist, but there's some pretty decent damage and decent counter push coming out from the Houses down. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be dealing with that on the side of Garbage Gaming. Final bans coming out. Predictions for the last 4 heroes on this pick ban?
Well, I haven't put much thought into anything other than the fact that I don't know a lot about Garbage Gaming currently, but picking up Witch Doctor, they're immediately my new favorite team. So, yeah, that Fog, it might not seem like big buffs coming out to Witch Doctor, but definitely pretty strong. PL is the last ban, so I don't have to predict that one anymore. Makes sense with the Coddle. I think Naga also makes really good sense with Coddle, so I wouldn't be surprised for the Houses down to pick up that. It also goes nicely with well, it's a fast hero. Track, gonna make it even faster. Net to lock down. Armor reduction from the Riptide in conjunction with the Acid Spray is gonna be pretty strong. But at the end of the day, you're running a 3 melee core, essentially, with 2 old men on horses trying to convert you to their faith in the Chen and Keeper of the Light. So we'll see how that works. As DK gets banned out. I think that's a pretty strong... Hello, dogs. If you guys can hear that. I think that's a good ban. Safe pick, great hero.
Yep, and DK would go well on both these lineups, actually. So it's kind of interesting to see them ban it out instead of pick it up. But they are either going to go for a mid or a carry. They can run Alchemist in either one of those positions. If they go for a mid, I would imagine either the Puck or the Storm Spirit. If they go for a carry, I can't imagine what they do. But Garbage Gaming, well, it looks like they need a mid. And they could run Witch Doctor mid. I wouldn't put it.
They should run Dazzle mid. Dazzle.
Dazzle mid, definitely.
Get all the trolls. Well, there's at least 5 of them, so that could they already have missed that a little bit, but Dazzle's a pretty good mid. Arteezy played it the other night in either the MLG TKO. Yeah, it was the MLG TKO going up against Denial? No, they picked the Dro versus Denial. They picked the Dazzle versus somebody else, but either way, Dazzle can do a lot more damage than you would think.
Well, yeah, definitely, and with that ultimate, it just reduces your armor so fast. And they're going to go for a Viper. So they do pick a mid, and, well, they go for the damage. And I can see why Viper is fairly good versus these squishy supports, and even Bounty Hunter tends to have a little bit of an issue if they pick up a Dust. Alchemist with a fast regen can shrug off Viper pretty well, but we'll have to wait and see how he deals with the Viper strike. House is down. The cards are on... Well, their hand is on the table. What's that expression? I can't think. But
I don't know. I don't play cards.
Whatever. The cards are on the table for Garbage Gaming. That's it.
That
so
sounds
it's up
good.
to the House is down to call what Garbage Gaming have laid down, and
to call their bluff if we want to continue with the
I don't think it's
the card metaphors.
I don't think you can bluff with a draft. I mean, you could run the Luna mid, have a Tri-Lane Viper, Witch Doctor, a Leshrac offlane, Nature's Prophet jungle, but I don't see much bluff in Garbage Gaming's side. They are taking a little bit of time on this. They're putting a lot of thought, kind of delaying it out, making sure that they are absolutely certain what they want to do. And again, I would imagine if they are going for a mid, the Puck, the Storm Spirit, the playmakers, making things happen across the map, giving space to the Alchemist and Bounty Hunter.
I win.
You're actually spot on. You were spot on. I said if they were to go a carry, I wouldn't imagine what it'd be. It's going to be the Naga Siren. And that is going to mean that it's going to be Rat versus Rat right now. House is down versus Garbage Gaming. Hooey, we might be in for a very long match.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you see Keeper of the Light plus a strong carry like Naga or the PL and then a Nature's Prophet on the other team, it could be an exceptionally long Rat Dota game. But we've got some pretty aggressive heroes with the Alchemist, Bounty Hunter, the track kill, so THD can get ahead early, as well as, Witch Doctor, getting those multiple person casks, Viper chasing people down, Luna as well with the big ultimate. If they take a bad fight on the side of THD, get caught by a paralyzing cask, I think early team fights could go south pretty quickly for the houses down.
Yeah, definitely. So there is a lot of potential on both sides. Luna also is a fairly early online carry. I mean, definitely has her peaks and troughs throughout the match, but can deal a lot of damage in the laning phase with the Lucent Beam or the Aura if she decides to go for it. Almost all the heroes actually on Garbage Gaming can be very strong in the early game. I think the only exception would be the Nature's Prophet, but even he can just rotate around.
Even at level 4, when you show up with your Sprout, you turn a fight around, or especially Wrath of Nature coming online at 6.
Definitely. Meanwhile, THD, they have a lot of early game in the Chen, maybe the Keeper of the Light, but Alchemist isn't exactly in the strongest early game. The Unstable Concoction definitely has some room to be effective, but it might be Garbage Gaming taking the early game, but then THD having the ability to drag it out just because they have a lot of defensive potential.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even on both sides, Garbage has that defensive / offense is the best defense potential with the Nature's Prophet to pull people off. But you've got Coddle with a relocate, so someone can always go back to defend. So yeah, this game could be hard if it goes late, even with that Nature's Prophet. As we get the signs to go here. So we had a quick little pause, which means, of course, this is now an official Dota match, but it looks like we can introduce the teams. I'll start with the Dire, hand it over to you for the Radiant. But on the Dire, we've got Garbage Gaming. It'll be Triceps here playing that Leshrac with the new, but pretty much the same Lightning Storm. I think he'll still go for Edict. Froghead, he's going to be playing up on that Witch Doctor. We've got Stufu on the Viper, going to be going into the mid lane. SMD, going to be playing on the Luna. And maybe an aggressive or defensive tri-lane. They're scouting out some lanes, potentially doing a level 1 Roche here, as they've got Nature's Prophet. That's going to be Ralph Fizzle.
They could either be doing it or baiting it out, but it doesn't look like THD have any idea what's going on. I'll say this quickly because people want to be watching Roshan. We got Goo going to be playing the Keeper of the Light, Neofolk on the Alchemist. It's going to be Vestus on the Keeper of the Light. We have the Creator playing the Naga Siren, and Neva, who's on the opposite side of the map with the Bounty Hunter. But the important aspect at hand is the Roshan, and it looks like Goo is going to send a blast straight on in, do some good damage. They know what's going on here.
Yeah, well, the Witch Doctor heal got a pretty good buff as well, not to mention the mana cost is so low now, but it looks like there could be a fight. Bounty Hunter's finally running over from top. Stun goes out onto Stufu, just hits one. Another blast coming in. SMD is very, very low right now. Rafizzle kind of isolated from the rest of his team as the Horn spawns. It looks like there could be a pretty early first blood here. Look at this heal from Witch Doctor. It's doing work. SMD's already back up to full HP right now, but of course he has his aura, so they want to go back in for this Roche. I think that's okay. No one is in their lane, so it's not really a bad choice at the moment.
Oh, no.
Naga's gonna DC. Is it DC or is it tactical? They've got to think about this. They've got double damage on their side.
This could be huge, this double damage. You get it on the Bounty Hunter. What does he have first? It looks like, yeah, with the Shadow Walk, a Shadow Walk plus double damage could end Nature's Prophet right here, right now, or put some good damage on whoever he wants to put damage on. So there needs to be a lot of care taken in this fight that comes on after this. Alchemist, obviously, really low, so has to be incredibly careful. Keeper of the Light has little to no mana right now, so another blast is out of the question. Witch Doctor's heal is starting to run out where his mana is falling short, but he does have the Clarity popped on him, so that could be interesting. We got a reconnect coming in right now, so it looks like this fight is going to hit its second phase. Do you think we're going to see any death when the re-engagement happens?
I don't know. I mean, you got to look at the potential. Roche could even kill this Nature's Prophet here if he decides to hit him and stuns him up. If THC decides to fight, there's definitely going to be a death, one way or the other. But I think Garbage might just get the Roche here. Viper's got a lot of mana left, and he's got the poison attack level 1, even though Nether Toxin might have been better here. Chen grabs the DD, as we see. Diabolical Edicts. They need to spread out. If they get hit by a multiple person concoction, this could be bad. Neofolk trying to throw it, and he's gonna get 3 on the backside, I think, so Roche will be falling here. The heal still doing work, no one dying yet. Roshan is killed by the Dire, so they get the gold. I'm not sure how experience works there, but 1 death, it's the Aegis. 1 more, that's actually the first blood. SMD picks up that, so Garbage Gaming still getting the better end of this trade. They might get Knive as well. They do. They're going to pick up 2. They're going to pick up 3. They've killed everybody so far. They've only lost the 1 hero that did manage to pick up the Aegis, which... Oh, I received a prize! This is suddenly more important.
Oh,
I think Nature's Prophet picked the Aegis up, though, and then died and respawned.
No, it was a Witch Doctor that picked it up.
Witch Doctor, okay. So Garbage Gaming, very, very nice start to this game.
Yeah, that was huge. The fact that their Aegis pickup was the one that died. But the thing was, Roshan fell when everyone was in the pit. The XP, though, I think only goes to the team that took him out, which was
I'm pretty
dire.
sure it's still that way with Ancients and Roshan, but
Yeah.
I'm not positive.
It's not that way with Jungle Creeps. I know that much. But
Yes.
But that means that, I mean, Radiance, their key there was to pick up the Roshan. That was why they went in, I imagine. Get the stun off, get the Roshan, maybe get the Aegis, and win the fight. And the fact that they didn't get Roshan meant that everyone on the other side of the team just got a major buff with the extra level, another skill, and now is Paralyzing Cask in the bottom lane. This could be in a Norfolk. It is.
Yeah, the Cask as well as the Split Earth to follow it up, and then another Lucid Beam going to go out. Garbage Gaming has already killed 2 more in this aggressive tri-lane where they're entering this lane as level 3. Coddle's level 1, Alchemist is level 1, and who else is down here? Chen, who's just jungling right now, level 2. He's almost going to have to give up the jungle, or I don't know. It's going to be pretty hard. He might even have to switch jungles if Garbage starts getting aggressive into the Radiant jungle.
I imagine that's the next step for them. The creator is going really aggressive on Stufu, but needs to be incredibly careful here. He will die here. There is nothing more said about that.
Well, out of mana, but 1 more attack. Yeah, he's going down.
There's a point when you go aggressive against the Viper that you turn around and realize, well, I just went way too deep. And that, I think the creator had hit that point, but he realized he wasn't going to get to the Viper anytime soon, so pressed his luck, and unfortunately it was not enough for him. But THD are clearing the trees here in the bottom lane, making sure they got continuous vision, or at least as much vision as they can possibly get, to be careful of the sideways gank here. But there are still 3 heroes, and Norfolk
it's really not giving them
impressive.
that much vision. If we switch the camera over, they can see a little bit through the trees here, but they still have no idea that they're there. They need to get out these 2 more trees, and then they'll be a little bit better as Triceps finally gets discovered. Froghead already hiding a little bit further back.
Well, Neofolk is going to take down those 2 trees, so that's going to give him almost full vision this entire thing. But Neofolk is actually going to have to charge up as unstable. Unfortunately, the Cask still hit. He will die here, but Foghead could be the collateral. Nope, he's got too much.
Yeah, they might even get another one here. I mean, this Aura upland, level 2 and the Aura 2 and Lucent Beam with that range. Chen is going to rotate over. That's Vestius playing that, and even he's going to go down. Cask is thrown out next to a Creep Wave and a Centaur. Chen will test his faith, but it's going to be Froghead, the Shaman, that gets away. Faith untested.
Faith was tested, but it turns out that Witch Doctor might be a little more religious.
Top lane as well. Knive is about to pick up a kill here. He needs 1 more Janata hit. He's going to go for the Shadow Walk plus Janata hit. So Rafazel is going to try to kill himself to the tower here. Or actually just run away, sorry, different other sides. So Knive almost picked up the first kill there for THD, but not quite enough.
Yeah, that would have been big, but unfortunately he doesn't have his phase just up yet. I mean, it's still really early, so we wouldn't expect that from him. THD, though, could see a little bit of issue in the mid. Nope, the creator, he knows his limits now.
Yeah, and well, it's 4 minutes in, but it's 9-0, so I think we should maybe we should probably check out the graphs just to see the state of this game currently. This is insane. Garbage Gaming is already out 5,000 gold ahead, 4,000 XP ahead at 4.5 minutes. This is one of the bigger leads at this point of the game that I've ever seen.
They're losing pretty badly on the last hits, too, and that's all attributed to the fact that this bottom lane can't farm. Alchemist put 1 point up in the Grievel's Greed, which I
we should
argue,
note it's a carry, Alchemist.
Yeah. I would argue that the 1 point in the Grievel's Greed will help, just because those few last hits he does get will give him slightly more gold, but at this point, I mean, it just gives him less utility, I guess, for lack of a better word, in these fights, and I mean, unfortunately, he's just getting pushed constantly off the wave. Meanwhile, all of the lanes are pretty much falling behind. This is not a great game for them. If they need to draw this game out to win it, they really got to start planning ahead right now and figure out what they got to do to at least get themselves on the board.
Yeah, this Alchemist right now, he's level 4. He is a carry. I mean, I kind of agree with your point about Grievil's Greed. You know, the last hits he does get will help, but at this point, I think you need kills to almost win your lanes back, and it's generally a bad idea to put points of Grievil's Greed when you're either an aggressive Alchemist or you're being, you know, aggroed against.
We could have the kill happen right now, though. Nature's Prophet in the top lane. They have a net to cancel the TP. And Penitence, that is... Well, no, Test to Face, sorry. That is enough to bring him down. So the first kill of the game for THD finally happens on Nature's Prophet, but unfortunately that comes after the kill on the tower at bottom lane. Mega kill for SMD.
Coddle is no more. He goes down. Yeah, and that's a good point. Mega kill for this Luna. Level 6 right now. Ultimate is online. Treads. Helm of the Dominator. 5 kills as well. This guy is rich. His net worth is already at 5,000. Comparing that to his teammate Stufu, mid lane on the Viper at 3,300. Also doing quite well. Reasonably well. I mean, he's also got 2 kills, 30 CS at this point, which is nice. Which really goes to show how far ahead this Luna is right now. And yeah, very, very strong.
Definitely. So 1 to 10. I mean, not looking great. There was an extra 2,000 gold that came down because of the tower, but here comes the heavy push, and this is the push that we were expecting in the early game. This Leshrac just burns down towers way too fast. The Eclipse actually comes out in the bottom lane, and that's going to be beautiful. Yeah, he's trying to get a return kill, but he cannot do it.
Yeah, Luna gets brought down quickly, caught up with the slow from the Janata, as well as, you know, the Coddle Wave hitting him in the face. Then there's the net going to go out there on the Leshrac. So Leshrac there, Triceps will fall down, and suddenly it's 11-3, but Garbage still pretty far ahead. They're going to get that bottom tower as well. They've got to be careful, though. They're very, very over-leveled at this point in the game, and giving up any kills is going to hurt them, you know, more so than it normally would.
Yeah, definitely, and we can see the
and
XP
track is up.
Oh, Froghead actually. Nope, there's not going to be anything happening there. But we can see, to your point, the XP graph going pretty heavily upwards because of those few kills. And that's on the bounty hunter. That's on the guy who's going to be making things happen across the map. This is your playmaker right now when everyone else is falling behind. So it's pretty good that he's getting these kills. He's getting ahead as far as he can. He's got a bottle on the way as well as a magic wand. So we're going to be looking to see how much he can push that effectiveness into this game and create a little bit of space for his team. Unfortunately, mid lane.
Yep, gonna go down. Doesn't really need to do anything but the Diabolical Edict with the Split Earth. Viper continues to chase. Hand of God is even used there, so that's going to be another, what, 150 seconds that THD isn't going to have that as well. At least Knive is picking up another kill there for his team. It seems to be a track as well. He takes out the Nature's Prophet, but more push in the mid lane. Casks go out, going to stun up Vestius quite a few times with this troll, but they're probably learned their lesson, not going to try to dive this time.
And that's very smart of them. They are going to do it. Vestius getting oh wow, 118 damage per auto attack. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible at this point. So Goo is actually caught way out right now. He's going to take the long way home. They know exactly where he is. He would just be better to turn around right now. He does. Goes into the troll. This is like musical positioning right now. Knive is going to go straight on in. What can he do here? He can go down.
Yeah, he's going to die pretty quickly. He gets, I guess, maybe trying to just help out his teammate there on the Coddle. The crazy old man on the horse went a little rogue right there. Yeah. Got caught out of position, and Bounty Hunter tries to help him out a little bit, but he's going to be brought down. So no track kill potential here as Garbage Gaming continues to push. And they were so far ahead in the bottom lane that this Coddle isn't really phasing them. Alchemist isn't either. Not even bothering to be at these towers to put down his acid spray. He's still doing that in the bottom lane, and it looks like he's going for potentially a recovery Midas.
Potentially. Creator, though, is trying to create space as to her name, but she's going to have to get out of there, like, right now. There is a full rotation going up. In fact, Knive might actually catch himself on the wrong end of it. They put down a sentry ward. He needs to be really careful about this. And yeah, the Creator is just going to go ahead and farm up, popping illusions up. This is actually a really great use of those illusions. getting some damage on the tower, yes, but also just farming safely while having your illusions across the map, having yourself on the other side. There's an illusion rune actually going to go her way, which is going to really help with that split push.
Yeah, and it's kind of a shame. You mentioned, some people, or we even just saw some people being out of position where, well, I guess one of them was Coddle, but he's not yet level 6. Had he had his spirit form, he might have been able to recall some people, such as that Naga. So the carries here can just be brought to the farm when it's, in a defensive posture to get those last hits and not have to spend money on these TPs to get around the map. We'll see when Coddle's going to hit level 6, and you don't normally even get spirit form at level 6, but I think he might have to.
He's definitely going to have to. He needs to rat DOTA this out much earlier, and they're going to have to really pull some, I will say, Alliance-style rat just to get themselves back in this game. I mean, it's 4-14 right now. There is greater than 10,000 gold in advantage of Garbage Gaming. The XP is still relatively close, which is the classic sign of a rat DOTA game, but I mean, they're just so far behind right now. There is going to take a lot to pull them back. This could be it, though. In the jungle here, there's a Janata and Hand of God being used up, but unfortunately, great rotations in. They get the Luna anyway. Unfortunately, a cast goes out to fly the way of Knife. Can he Ghost Walk up? He cannot Shadow Walk. Was not dusted. Not sure why he didn't. He was dusted. It wouldn't have helped him.
Yeah, so the only one able to get out of that one, Neofolk throws the stun. He actually gets the kill on the Luna, so I guess the killing spree had already been scooped up. So she was only worth 270, only 272. Oh. She had already died with the Wicked 6, so that was a pretty hefty amount. That probably went back to THD, but looking at the graphs, I don't think it was pretty negligible overall. And even some of those kills are tracks in Garbage Gaming is this far ahead. They're going for the second to last tier 2 now in the bottom lane. Score 16-5. Looking at the net worth, Luna, of course, out in front. Maybe a couple questionable positioning choices by this Luna. Those 2 deaths, I think, were unnecessary, but hard to criticize when you're already doing so well.
Yeah, definitely. Luna did not have to die there, and it was still great rotation in by her team. But at this point, any rotation's a great rotation when you're this far ahead. Meanwhile, THD, I have to say, are playing this pretty decently well, knowing where they can get the pickoff. Unfortunately, they're giving away a little bit too much with each pickoff. They need to be trying to be as clean as possible, and Naga Siren is going to get caught in a very dirty position with the song to help her out, though. She should be able to get away unless Stufu can move up to 522, which he can't. So, yeah, she's just going to go ahead and try to continue split pushing. Meanwhile, SMD finds Roshan. This could be another Aegis coming out at 12 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, I think it definitely will be. THD is going to be way too scared to fight outside of their base. I mean, they need to just defend and hope for Garbage Gaming to have some mistakes, win some fights for THD. They're behind, so a lot, so winning those fights is going to help a lot. And they also have track to make with any, trades on the killing. But Roche goes down uncontested, pretty expected there. They're going to give the Aegis over to Viper, who, if we look at his items, he's picked up the mech. He's going for the Ag Scepter now. Nature's Prophet with the standard phase Midas. I think SMD could be going for an SNY with the helm. Maybe going to turn that Ogre Club into a BKB, casual Yasha build. As item progression on the side of THD, some tier 2 boots in the form of Arcane and Phase boots coming out. Other than that, not a whole lot.
Vestius is in a little bit of trouble. The Troll, though, wasn't able to get the hook off, or the net off, unfortunately for Vestius. The Sprout does come out. Triceps is there to catch it on the back end. And the net, and the cleanup.
Catching it on the back end. I think we should work on our phrasing a little bit, potentially.
What? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Meanwhile, the bottom of tier 2 tower doesn't look to be alive too. Yes, it is, actually. That's a good point. So it will survive that, which, diving people behind their tier 2 tower without a creep wave. Generally a good sign for the team doing the diving.
On the back end.
On the back end, yes.
But either way, I mean, yeah, that was some really proactive play coming out from Garbage Gaming. Unfortunately, though, they did lose their top tier 1 to some pretty heavy rat going on. And THD Knife, he is not done with this. He's going to go ahead and maybe skip another creep wave, maybe not. He's going to go ahead and skip it again. This tier 2 is in a little bit of trouble. Unfortunately, the Triceps is coming up to put a stop to that pushing party.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Naga here utilizing the split image or the mirror image rather, pushing out these lanes. I mean, look how far these are. They're already behind the tier 2, whereas Naga herself is already in the bottom lane looking to farm up somewhere else. So 64 CS at 15 minutes, given the type of game this has been, I think is very good for a creator. So THD, they maybe get cheesed a little bit, although I think that Roshan attempt could have been pretty obvious. Even we didn't talk about it either, but you know, whatever. We won't mention that. We were too excited by the Witch Doctor pickup, but I think it shows that THD really, they do know what they're doing, but maybe caught off guard a little bit at the start of this game and just haven't been able to recover.
So the Rattata just evolved into the Raticate right now as Keeper of the Light picks up his level 6. Naga Siren is going to be able to be everywhere on the map. The only problem is, can she be everywhere on the map safely? And that's going to be the name of the game for the next couple of minutes. As they try to rat this out, they're ratting for their lives at 15 minutes and 50 seconds. There is something wrong with that.
Yeah, it just shows how far ahead this team got, the Garbage Gaming got, and I should point out, I thought it was pretty funny in the chat, a lot of people pointing out Garbage Gaming not living up to their name. They're not quite living up to their name, so hopefully they can bring some Garbage Dota to Game 2. I know THD is got to be hoping for that, as they start this series at a one-game disadvantage, because Garbage Gaming, of course, made it to the finals all the way through the upper bracket here in CEVO-Open Season 3, and we should notice, should mention while we have you here, registration for CEVO Season 4 is open, a prize pool of $5,000 between the two skill divisions, main and open. So head over to CEVO.com and make sure to get your team signed up. You've got until February 17th.
Definitely go check that one out. It should be a very fun season for both the players and us, and we're looking forward to having you all there. So, without a further ado, we have another push coming in, this time with the creep wave, so there is no backdoor protection to keep this tower alive. There is a flank in from Froghead and Tricep.
What a beautiful cast to start things off. The ultimate gets dropped by Foghead. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it offers some quick damage to those first two heroes to take the brunt of it. One of them falls, and that was the Coddle. Knive, meanwhile, going to get caught out. I don't even know if there is detection, but they've got so much AoE damage with the Edict and the Split Earth. That did land. They take out two, and finally we'll go back to get the tier 2 tower so they can stop diving. And, well, now they might just start diving tier 3s.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate for THD. Just they didn't have the vision where they needed it. A sentry right there, or observer right there, would have saved them from those two kills. But, of course, it's actually Naga doing a fairly good job counter-pushing this out right now.
Yeah, definitely a good defensive hero with those illusions, able to throw out some armor reduction as well as AoE damage to push back creep wave. Or, I mean, even bait with them. If, like, what was that, the TI3 game where Ake ran outside the base himself and they just thought they were illusions? I thought that was...
I think it was Fnatic, actually. It was Fly.
Was it Fnatic? Oh, yeah. I mean, things can be done with that. And it's, some mind games at the higher tier when you expect only illusions and then they trick you. I don't know.
Yeah. Only reason I knew that Fnatic is, I will go out and say this, my favorite team. Yep.
They're a very likable bunch.
Yeah, they are. They are probably the funniest team, and they were voted best looking by the Dota 2 awards. I don't remember who held that one, but yeah, they were voted the best looking team.
Alright, I'll take it. I mean, they're definitely contenders, there's no denying that.
Actually, it might have been, who was it? Ake that won the award overall, but I can't
I was gonna say, I mean, Ake, no homo. Should mention that, maybe.
Man. I'm not making the ranking.
I mean, whatever. We're getting off topic now, but...
Well, I mean, it is just pushing happening right now.
That is a good point.
It's pretty easy to see what's going to happen. 2 waves of Treants, 1 actually going down right now, but this tower is not long for this world, and of course I'm stealing that phrase from a lot of places, but I don't care.
Yeah, that phrase gets pretty abused in the Dota 2 casting, but it's okay.
It's one of the classiest things to say. That and insurmountable. I hear that one all over the place.
And don't forget dropping of the hammer. I like that one.
Okay, well, dropping of the hammer, that one's kind of like a Dota 2 catchphrase overall.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be. It's not caster specific, but I can't remember who was it that coined that one.
I think it was AC, but we can't be positive.
It might have been either AC or Toby. I know Toby's big on the black hole, which did see a little bit of a change in 6.8, so hopefully we'll see that more.
Yeah, the radius has been pretty nice. There's definitely been some clutch black holes that normally would have just got one person, but have got two and have turned it around. I've seen a couple when I was watching the MLG TKO series, which has a really cool format. But
we might have a grain coming in. There's going to be a Viper strike, and THD, Norfolk, is going to stun himself up. Meanwhile, the blast to fly through. Froghead is in a little bit of an issue. He pops the mech to get himself back up to full health. And now there's Viper going in on those illusions, not really getting anything. The lightning storm happening out on the Chen, gets the split earth to get the kill, and that should be the disengagement from THD. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, Neofolk's still in trouble though. It's trying to run away, but he's gonna get dusted up. There's a death ward going down, applying some more damage. He does not have Maledict on him. Let's see. I think Raw Fizzle here could be in a little bit of trouble. Will live. The creep will let him be. Walks into the friendly embrace of Witch Doctor for that heal, but I think he's just going to TP out to base. Coddle's still alive.
Oh. If Keeper had hit that a little bit to the left, I think that could have been a kill pickup on the Nature's Prophet.
Not quite so, but I mean, look at this. How far behind is THD right now in this game? 15,000 gold, 10,000 experience, and it's still very hard to push into this base. So, I mean, if the early game wasn't this good for Garbage Gaming, it very much shows the potential of THD, both their playstyle and their lineup. And, I mean, the game isn't over at this point.
Yep. Well, this is the beauty of a Keeper of the Light, though. And this is why we haven't seen him a lot against some of these pushing lineups. When I imagine that he might have been a very good strat to run is the fact that he is painful to push up on. You can see each one of these blasts is dealing a quarter HP to almost every single hero on Garbage Gaming, and it means that they are going into these fights with a huge disadvantage, getting picked off, at least 1-for-0 or 1-for-1 trades, and having to disengage and give a little bit more time for THD to split out with their Naga, get some farm on her, and meanwhile, she's got a Radiance.
Yeah, that's a really big pickup, and it's not even that late. I mean, it's not even late, to be honest. It's coming out at 22 minutes, so now the threat, the rat Dota of these mirror images going off in other lanes, pushing them out, is very, very real, or even just the team fight overall. It's going to force Garbage Gaming to actually back off. Looking at the Roshan, it's got about 2 minutes. It's got exactly 2 minutes until it's going to respawn, so Garbage backs off as THD. They start to mount their comeback here at around the 22 minute mark, so it looks like we could once again be in for the long haul. And as for the points you brought up about Coddle, I would say yes, but he doesn't roam very well, and roaming for supports right now is very and he still doesn't provide an option to stopping the push against, you know, the Rasta wards or the Venomancer wards, which have become pretty popular.
This is true. I will say though that the change in stun, the creator has actually in a little bit of trouble. They popped the relocate actually a little bit too early, so their creator might be in a little bit of trouble right now. He's actually going to have some backup, so he should be fine. Nature's Prophet will come in. There is a Quelling Blade, though. And, whoa, Stuffer with the Haste Rune, actually. Creator could be in a lot of trouble. There is the, well, the Hand of God to keep them all alive, and that should be the disengagement. No, everyone, here comes the cavalry. SMV coming right in from the back lines. Neofolk getting struck up. He might die here. He will die, and that's going to be the only kill happening so far. It was, instead of the Naga Siren, they end up dropping the Alchemist, a pretty decent dummy to go down in that fight, as I was sure the Naga was going to die.
Yeah, I mean, Mirror Image stops all attacks, stops all targeted casting spells, so it's a pretty good spell for survivability. Keeps her alive a little bit there. I don't think Venomancer, Stufu, or not Venomancer, Viper couldn't quite find the right one, so it allows Creator to live. And the Treant spawning was a little awkward by Ralph Fizzle there on the Nature's Prophet as well. Allows Creator to get away. Alchemist, he's not just a support in this case, he is a carry, but at this point I think the game is pretty much on Naga's shoulders.
Yeah, definitely. Roshan is coming right back up, and it seems like Garbage Gaming, they know it. They are already making their way over there. It looks like, no, just for the Illusion Rune, but they see it. They see it's up. They're going to go for it. There shouldn't be much to contest them, especially with the Whirlwind flying out, and the fact that THD is across the map. But going back quite a bit when they were pushing up on the top tier 1, I don't know if they backed up because they saw the Radiance or not, because I mean, the Radiance came out before they backed up or just after they backed up. Couldn't be quite sure, but we saw in each and every one of their attempted pushes how one of them was getting away with very low health. And imagine the Radiance coming out that would have changed every single one of those fights. So it's a good thing they backed off, or they could have given up 1 or 2 kills they didn't want to give up, and instead taking it across the map, just kind of farming it up, doing their best to starve out THD. They know they can't completely snuff it out with the split pushing Naga Siren, but this game could quickly fall out of their grasp if they're not careful. And, well, 1,800 gold on Naga Siren. What do you think is next for her?
I mean, well, upgrading the boots might not be a terrible idea. If they really want to be annoying and rely on Rat Dota, she could even go for travel here. Travel along with the relocate would be, or the recall from Coddle would be pretty ridiculous. She might want to get a defusal to be a little bit more battle ready, or even just go straight into a heart after this just to tank up and make those illusions a lot harder to bring down. And SMD here on the Luna, for the flip side of things on Garbage, he's had some difficulties getting off. I haven't really seen a good Eclipse this entire game. There's always either a ton of Naga illusions or SMD runs in like, guys, I'm gonna Eclipse, and then a creep wave shows up, and it's been kind of awkward so far. So hopefully SMD for Garbage Gaming can get off a big ultimate here and maybe just seal the deal before this Naga Siren starts to become a problem.
Well, you mentioned the Naga Siren illusions doing work against the Eclipse, and many heroes actually do have some counter maneuvers for Eclipse. You know, you got the Pia with all the illusions, Naga with all the illusions, CK with all the illusions, even heroes like Undying, who can just spawn a lot of little squishy units to take care of, or to tank up those Eclipse blasts. That is big versus the Luna, as much of her damage comes out before she gets big damage items from those Lucent Beams flying everywhere. So if you can't hit a good 5, 4, 2, or 3 on one hero, then they're not going to die to it. And that is a pretty much useless Eclipse. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a oh shoot moment coming out from Garbage Gaming on that end. We might start seeing it become a little more useful when the illusions get burned down quickly, but I think Naga Siren will be going for her heart as soon as possible, which is going to make her illusions so much more tanky.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at, yeah, actually Chen has already got the mech and the Hand of God, so that's also going to help out Naga in the team fights. Neo folks had a Shadow Blade for a little while. Drums coming up here on Knive for THD, and the Radiance, about the only items to speak of there. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet, we see him in the Roche Pit with their whole team. He's got a Sheepstick. He's also got that gem, so Shadowblade or the Bounty Hunter not going to get the jump on them at all. BKB, Yasha, and Helm of Dominator, so decent right-click damage from SMD. 174 right now. Needs to get off a good ultimate, as we've talked about. Vipers picked up an Aghanim Scepter. Mech, he's going back for the pipe now just to be able to push into the base a little safer. A lot of the pro teams, at least in metagames past, have generally said 20,000 gold advantage, mech, and a pipe, and then they look to end the game. So Garbage is almost there.
And
then a Force Staff and a Drum is going to be pretty nice. Triceps has already landed some really big split earths this game.
Yeah, the mech and drums are, the mech and pipe, rather, are definitely going to help versus the Naga's burn damage. But you mentioned the mech coming out from Chen. That's pretty impressive to have both the mech and the arcane boots out when you're this far behind. 24 minutes, not too bad. That's going to help a lot. But we're taking a look at some of the items that THD have. The Shadow Blade is a little bit of a questionable pickup from the Alchemist. But overall, I mean, their items aren't incredible, but a lot of them have some pretty decent, cheap early game items, like a Bracer as well as a Tranquil Boot on Keeper of the Light are very nice to have when you're short on gold. We have a Drums as well as Phase and just a casual Ogre Club right now on Bounty Hunter. Probably going to turn that into something soon, but for now, that's just helping him out. Meanwhile, the creator doesn't really need the gold. All he needs to do is sit back, send the illusions in, and watch the damage burn. Until that pipe comes out, that should be the name of the game. But once the pipe does come out, things are going to start getting a little more tricky for THD, as they have to really carefully execute their counter pushes, or else nothing's going to happen and they're just going to get wiped.
Yeah, the pipe and taking this Roshan is going to be a really nice timing for Garbage Gaming. One last chance to really impose their will and break the high ground and essentially win the game, as they lead by 16 kills right now. And then even looking at the farm, Naga Siren was in the mid lane, very decent mid lane hero. Your agility, so you've got pretty high armor. You've got a cheap spammable spell, so you can push the wave. You're fast, you can get runes. But 137 CS, and Luna is only at 141, so Creator has done quite well this game.
Definitely, we have the players writing out "Hi Mom" on the map. So
they're very famous here.
Definitely. We got a pretty good following in the Twitch channel. We could have more. We could definitely have more, but
Always
as
have
it stands right
more.
now, we got to just spread the word out. Everyone, get the word out. This game could be a very interesting game. It has the potential. You can feel the storm brewing in this map right now. I don't know what I was gonna say there.
Cast, maybe? Maybe we're brewing up a storm here.
I don't
But it
know.
looks like
I was whatever.
Coddle has reconnected, so that's
Yeah.
nice. We can get this game going.
Nope, he's disconnected.
He's 0-6. I mean, at this point, do you really need Coddle? You can just control him and
Come
spam out
on.
your Illuminates.
Wait,
I
it's
mean,
only a
like,
level 3
you need
Illuminate
Coddle because you
still.
need him to stop the push, but no one necessarily has to be playing him 100%. He could really just sit there and press Q.
He's still level 7 though. This is a
I
level
mean,
3 Illuminate.
Chen
Only
can
level
do it.
3.
He can just not get another creep and then, control Coddle.
No, you could have a creep and coddle. Ultimate
Yeah,
micro
or
skills.
just, and then build a Helmet Dominator, so you've got 4
Yeah.
creep and a Coddle.
And then watch Garbage Gaming just Midas them all. Or
Yeah,
dominate them all.
actually, they've only got the one Midas, so it's not too bad. No Necrobooks this game, which, yeah, normally we just see the Nature's Prophet. Even with the slight nerfs to Necrobook just being scum and going straight for the Necro 3, but now that they give away 200 bounty per Necro minion, I mean, you're handing over a lot of gold if you're just
That's
throwing them
an
in
early
towers.
hero kill.
Yeah, essentially it's a hero kill without any killing streaks. It is
No,
kind of
Keeper of the
ridiculous.
Light. He's gonna come right back into the game. Hopefully he stays in. Reset that
would be
router. I
nice.
don't know what's been going on, but THD have been seen to have the brunt of the problems in this game. Yep, he's gonna go away again.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe you and perhaps some of the viewers that don't know, THD is a team from Brazil, so always some network issues when, unfortunately for them, when they play from South America.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of an issue right now. I mean, crashing when he reconnects, that is not entirely a network issue. That's more of a Dota client issue. So I wonder what's going on with this, but hopefully we'll see this problem resolved really soon. I wonder if it has to do with any hotfixes that happened in the recent times, maybe an accidental update. I don't know. As it stands, though, they're trying. What's that command? The TCP?
And your launch parameters for Steam overall, you add dash TCP to it and then launch. And I don't necessarily know what it does, but I don't know. Maybe it waits longer to get the synac from TCP packets. I'm not really sure what it does. To be honest, I could look it up, but that's what Pimp Muckle always tells me to do, or players to do when we run into these situations.
Well, you just typed it out in chat, so they know. They might be trying to go for that. I've never seen this issue before, so I don't have much experience with any possible tips. I may say, reformat, not
Reformat. That's
not
pretty drastic.
not reformat. I meant defragment your game, check the game cache, all that kind of stuff.
Verify the integrity of the game cache.
Yes, the
That was a good
artistic
one.
integrity. No.
Well, we could. I guess we can give a shout out to our fellow commentators here at CEVO TV. If you guys are, bored of watching this pause, which we don't
Wouldn't
blame
put it
you.
past you.
Keep this stream on, of course, but check out both Toffees as well as Gorgon. They're casting the Thursday Evening Cup series. I'm assuming that's just twitch.tv/NeoDota, so you can check that out as well. Or you can get your friends and you can go over to CEVO.com and make sure to sign up for Season 4. $5,000 of prize money minimum, because of course we are crowdsource funding. Any donations go 100% to the prize pot over at CEVO.com. So get signed up. You've got until February 17th, as it looks like we're going to be paused a little bit longer.
And that's all right. But to add on to that, guys, if you think you got a team, if you think you got what it takes, even if you don't think you got what it takes, all you got to do is love to play the game, like to try hard a little bit, and just have a good time commitment. It doesn't take much out of your week, to be honest, but it's a great series. It's a great tournament to have, and even if you don't win it, you grow as a Dota 2 player. I love these kind of tournaments just because they're free to play. You have a chance, if you are good, to make it all the way and win a little bit of cash for it. If you're not so good, you just get a chance to practice, get a little better, and do a little better each time. So it's definitely a great outlet to improve upon yourself and to improve as a team player. And all those things really help with your Dota game, and it might even help in some real life situations. So you never know.
Yeah, so if you're getting chased down by a poisonous snake that is applying
not what I
an
meant.
orb slowing effect, you'll know just to TP away.
That's
So
not
you
what I
should
meant, but okay.
you should get out of there fast, because that poison snake probably doesn't have any stuns,
Probably.
but maybe it does, and
Unless
you
it's
could just
ability
be
draft.
screwed. Yeah, unless it's ability draft, then you've got no idea what's happening. That mode is too hard. We should talk about that mode. I've only played it twice. The one time I played it, I got carried by MSS and Pandago, and then the next time I played it, I didn't, and I lost, and then I
You're
stopped
queuing
playing
with
it.
MSS and Pandago, man?
Yeah, man, I'm a
Were
fanboy.
you queuing with, or were you matched
Oh yeah,
up?
I was in their party. I didn't match up against
Oh,
them.
okay. Man, I was
To
gonna
be
say,
fair,
man,
I've
you
matched
should've
up against
passed it.
IX Mike, and I went like 16-4, and I won
I
the
was
game for
watching
my
that
team.
game. Visage?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
You gotta queue up with me, man. Your Visage play is absolutely insane.
Mike's team didn't help. They were bad. They fed really hard.
Yeah,
But, you know.
that was great.
So it happens in solo queue.
You either get really lucky and your enemy sucks, or you get really unlucky and your team sucks. I can tell you my luck today hasn't been entirely great. Can say that my play wasn't strong today, but I can also say that when you pick 5 or 4 mid heroes after someone already calls in, each time one gets picked, they call it. It gets kind of difficult. Difficult. to
Mid or
find a-
feed.
Yeah, definitely. It was a fun day. It was a fun day for me. I did win some, which I'm happy about.
That ladder anxiety, though, too strong. Happens.
Dude, I don't play ranked that often anymore, just because of
I
that.
only play ranked.
I wish I could do that, man. But when I lose a ranked, I don't know, man. I just get so much more into it. I invest so much more emotion into it than I do when I lose a unranked. I can just shrug off that kind of stuff. But I do play every now and again just to try to get some extra points up on there. Road to 5K MMR is what I say.
Good luck. It's a noble quest.
It is a noble quest, and I give it a couple years.
And then you get to 5K and you're like, I'm still not good at this game because all the pros are like 6K, and you're like,
And then you get to
"Gosh."
6K, and you're still not good at this game because,
Yeah.
well, you still suck.
Game is hard, I think, is a
Everyone
pretty fair
sucks.
assessment.
I don't think I
Okay.
can call many players good, but yeah, we're still paused. This is
Well, I mean, essentially, Dota is a game of just who makes the least mistakes, so that basically implies there will always be mistakes. It's pretty hard to play a perfect game.
I don't think I've ever really seen a perfect game. The only thing I think I've seen come close, and I can't remember what team pulled this off, but it was a push strat where they had a perfect score, ended the game in like 10 minutes.
Alliance way back in like 6.76 or one of the less meta shifting patches between 6.75 and like 6.78, I guess, if that's what they were.
Yeah.
Hard to remember now.
I think it was
But
8. That was the
but
big
they
one.
did I think it was Luna Dazzle Axe, and they did level 1 Roche by TPing to the mid tower, and then they did an aggressive tri-lane where they cut off the wave. They were on the Dire, of course, as they always are. And I think they won the game systematically in like 15 minutes without even taking a death, and that was pretty nuts.
Yeah, but aside from that, I mean, I bet you could point out 1 or 2 mistakes that even they made in that game. So, I mean, but again, it's hard to determine what exactly is the perfect game because, I mean, you never really know. No one has seen a perfect game, but it's still, I think that's the closest I've
TI4,
come.
baby.
Yeah, TI4, we're going to see the perfect game happening. It's going to be the grand finals. 3 perfect games in a row. Clean sweep.
Yeah, well, there's no advantage in TI. It's just a
No.
straight best of 5.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we don't see a best of 7.
Oh, right, 3
That's
games.
crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, see, I'm not bad at math.
I can math.
You make the robot sound for a sarcastic math remark. I mean, come on.
All right, well, at this rate, we might be falling asleep here before.
I'm not falling asleep.
Not that I want to go to sleep, but sometimes you have to.
Just order coffee, have
I'm
it
very
delivered to you.
surprised how patient Garbage Gaming has been with all of this.
Yeah, definitely. They are really respectful of their opponents, and they could be cursing Psycha off the camera. Especially now that this is the next we can reconnect. Is there something going on that's causing the crash? I don't know. We might have to see them carry on play for a little bit. Yeah, we might just want to... Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
It does seem like a good idea.
Do we know we have the most recent game? We're not going back?
I mean, it's always going to be a minute or two away. But whatever.
Alright, well, let's disconnect from here. I have your name blocking my X button, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm going to switch back to the splash screen so we don't throw on any passwords. Get you guys in this lobby. That could be chaotic.
Also, the whole disconnect, it prompts you to confirm. I like that. I really do.
It is nice now, yes. Thought I didn't have the game. We got a little nervous, but here we are.
Just rejoining up in
Man,
the...
so good. Sure, there's some bugs when you come back into loaded games, but just the fact that it's even offered is really good.
I just went to my item loadout, and I got a genuine red hoof.
What?
What the heck? Check your inventory.
I did get an item. I don't know what it was. Whoa, what?
I just got a red hoof. What the heck is going on here?
Sorry for the typing noise, guys, but you know, these situations occur and sometimes we forget. Alright, Goo is back in. So hopefully we can get this underway.
I guess I finished in the top 10% of one of the recent Year of the Beasts.
Really?
Nice.
Wow, you've been kicking some ass.
It was only 10 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not top 10%. I know people that got like 750 mil.
I can't tell why I've got this thing in my inventory. I just
Maybe
do.
you got it because you bought a CEVO ticket in the Dota 2 store, as everyone should do with the new upcoming ticket for Season 4.
Hint, hint, nudge,
Which
nudge.
could have some goodies attached to it, so that's definitely something to look out for. Hitting the markets soon. I'm not sure on the price. I don't think we've quite set that in stone yet, but something to look out for is, again, you guys can head over to CEVO.com, sign up your team, as the game is here now being rehosted. Just putting those overlays back over.
And I can't...
Sometimes these games get buggy, but hopefully it all works.
Definitely. I can't stress this enough, guys. If you're in the chat room, the lobby, in the game, watching right now on the ticket or whatever we're going through, go ahead and plug this game.
Whoa.
Plug the game. This is going to be a good game. I can feel it. Oh, my. Oh.
Even their teammates are, like, pretty upset.
Oh, man. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I think she'll be able to reconnect. It's not Keeper of the Light. If Keeper of the Light crashes, I'm going to toss the table in the air and move on. But, yeah, again, I can't stress enough. This seems like it's going to be a great game. It seems like this game is going to go on for a good amount of time with plenty of decent things to happen. So, yeah, get your friends in to watch. Get people you don't even know in to watch. Go out to the street, yell twitch.tv/playcevo1. We're constantly checking the chat room as well. So if you have something to say about us, comments, concerns, criticisms, compliments, condiments, I don't care. Just go ahead and drop them loose in the chat, and we'll keep an eye on them. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
We are ready as we get back into the game, trying to figure out where we are. The Roshan timer is going to be a little bugged out now as all the fireworks shoot off again everywhere. Kind of a interesting bug. Oh, Roshan is back immediately, so they're going to run right into the pit. We're only actually 15 seconds away from where we were when we left off, so this is the third Roshan. What we were talking about was Naga's getting scary. Luna has yet to get off a really good Eclipse, but with this Aegis, with this cheese, Pipe coming out on Stufu. Yeah, Pipe coming out on Stufu. This could be a pretty easy last chance to just impose their will and end the game for Garbage Gaming.
So Chen's creeps aren't showing a team right now.
Yeah, like I said, it gets a little buggy. A lot of times teams will have a courier that has flying abilities but is still walking, and that can get a little awkward, but it doesn't look like that happened this time.
Oh, there's another red hoof, by the way, the genuine red
I just
hoof.
saw
That's
it,
what I
yeah.
found in my inventory. So I got that thing
Nice.
running around for me. I wonder what it is or how I got it. I just
I
kind
don't
of
know.
went to my inventory after we disconnected and boom.
I'm not totally in love with its flying animation, but I can't deny that it looks pretty awesome.
It looks badass. There is a green one, a jade one that goes
Yeah,
to
for
the
the
top
one for the top
1%.
1%.
And I can tell you, I want that as bad as I want the platinum Roshan, but I know I'm never gonna get it, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I should inform you. I did open my second lockless luck box. I finally
God.
got it, and I got the Alchemist Broken Chains.
Oh.
Not what I wanted the Shadow Blade, but you
Yeah,
know.
so do I. I really want that Shadow Blade. Either that or the Invoker. I've been having lots of good games with Invoker recently, so those pauldrons, I wouldn't mind popping my collar pretty heavily.
Those are pretty awesome. Well, we see Chen potentially in some trouble. Pretty far back, pretty defensive as
Yeah.
Garbage Gaming is, peering down the cliff there, looking for somebody to murder. They're not going to find anyone.
Yeah, they
Luna
didn't
going
see
back to
him, but they
farm.
know their dust went away, so they know he's there. THD, though, will be the one getting aggressed on, and, yeah.
Yeah, in trouble. It's going to get sheeped up to start things off. It's not really going to matter. He throws out a track because why not? But he will go down. These are going to be keeping tabs on the Viper a little bit. Meanwhile, up top, SMD farming up. He's got his butterfly basically completed in 500 golds, but he doesn't quite have a slot for it unless he drops a TP.
Dyer's middle tower
Yeah,
is
that
under
one
attack.
gank on Bounty Hunter, it reminds
feel
me of
like a
those
broken
cartoons
record.
where you see gym classes, all the gym students on one side and just
middle
one little
tower is
scrawny
under
kid on the
attack.
other playing dodgeball. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it was a bit of a gang up there as we see Naga Siren going to pop the song and TP away. Level 2 or rank 2 Song of the Siren still is a 2-minute cooldown, but get up to level 16 and you can see fights where Naga Siren gets to ult twice because it's only a 60-second cooldown.
I don't know, in some of the fights I've seen recently, you could even see it 3 times, as these fights can drag out for a very long time, especially fights in Rat Dota games where you can never really tell who wins by who dies. It's more who buys back and how many towers went down during the fight.
Yeah, and it should be noted when we check out the gold graphs that they have essentially reset. It was about a 15,000 golden XP advantage either way, and already since the rehost on the save file, Garbage is ahead 2,000 gold, 4,000 XP, so continuing their dominance on both categories.
So if we see that a 20,000 XP advantage and 20,000 gold advantage for THD, that just means it's back at equilibrium.
Oh wait, is it? It's yes, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, they get a little buggy when you rehost from save files, but I'd rather have this feature in buggy than not have it at all because
Yeah,
in cases like that, it's definitely a lifesaver. So
definitely. It's going to be Viper picking up a Hood of Defiance, and I see there's an item picked up
the whole
behind
pipe's
it.
actually done.
Oh, so he picked up
Dyer's
two things
middle
at
tower is
once.
under an
That's going to mean,
extraordinary
yeah,
amount
they're
of
getting ready to
stress.
push this. And this tier 2 in the mid lane is going to go down, and Naga getting brought back. But there is no mercy coming out right now on the racks. Luna going to town. Meanwhile, Naga is actually doing some pretty good damage. Is it enough? The Blast to Fly, the Eclipse hitting on absolutely no one. I guess it's just a few on Naga. Naga will go down there. The Eclipse hitting 2 or 3 in a row. She's going to have to buy back. The racks are going down. They've got the pipe activated. The net to fly. You can't get out of that with BKB. Here comes Alchemist throwing the stun down. He does actually get it, but Luna falls regardless. Naga Siren will die back again. And unfortunately, I think this could be game. Nope. Alchemist and Keeping It Light buying back, and Garbage Gaming are going to have to fall back for now. And that's a little bit of a breath of fresh air in THD's lungs as they get another shot.
Yeah, this Luna had the cheese but didn't use it. Could have maybe used it. Gets the butterfly now. I don't know if she had actually brought it to that fight, but once again, we see another Eclipse go off. It's not super useful at the end there. It does pretty quick damage to the Naga Siren. She dies, buys back, and dies. So all good things for Garbage Gaming. But this Naga, or excuse me, the Luna, hasn't really done a whole lot in the bigger team fights later in this game, despite their advantage.
And I want to note that the Naga Siren, despite having the Relic or the Radiance, just doesn't have enough to deal with what's going on in these fights. I mean, you could see she's going in, dealing a ton of AoE damage, but then after she gets her spells off, after she's in the middle of the fight, her illusions die out because they've got little to no survivability. Then she just gets bursted down and dies really quickly. Even under all the cover of her team, it's too much damage for her to deal with. Aegis is going to be reclaimed by Roshan instead of THD, and that's a little bit of a loss for them as they weren't the ones who could pop it, meaning they just weren't able to do the damage.
Yeah, and we talked about the heart pickup being the next logical choice and a very good choice for the Naga because, well, she still dies pretty much immediately if she's focused at all. Aegis reclaimed now, as you mentioned, and it looks like with this double damage here in the mid lane. Ultimate back up here, the Eclipse online in 20 seconds. A BKB even picked up here for Triceps on the Leshrac, so he's ready to go crazy with the Diabolical Edict as well as the Pulse Nova and just run into the fight.
Yep, SMD are seeing that the blood has been drawn like sharks in the water, are going straight for the kill here. The mid tower is falling fast, and now this is Rax. There's a song, though.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to follow up with the song. They land the wave on 2, which is nice. I mean, Caudal Illuminate is something to set up with that, but besides that, there's not a lot of follow-up. Knive is going to be brought down, and with that, they lose the mid-Rax. They know it's GG, so we waited a lot for the pretty much more expected outcome, Garbage Gaming just finishing the game, but for a while there, it was looking that THD was maybe going to mount a comeback around like the 22-minute mark.
Definitely. THD showing heavy signs of life despite getting crushed out in the early game. We're still swimming. Unfortunately, Garbage Gaming, like a landfill, just kind of grew and grew and grew and overpassed them. So, well, this is going to go to a game 2, already 2 games in advance.